have said I will make a video when there's something I want to talk about, and holy crap, something I didn't think would happen anytime soon, because it's always been a wish of mine, is to turn one of the tracks we already have on the circuit into a short track. And guys, courtesy of The Athletic, ooh, that's exactly what we got. NASCAR submits a plan to convert Auto Club into a half-mile short track. So Auto Club is it's on the brink of having to get repaved and everything. But looks like for the next 2 years, probably until 2023, you will get still the bumpy, worn-out Auto Club until it turns into a half-mile short track with straights as long as Martinsville and the turns similar to Bristol. Now, before we even get into this, I support great journalism, to be honest. I have paid for my Athletic account, and I highly recommend you guys do the same, because The Athletic is awesome. I use it for all of my Arsenal stuff, Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins, even NASCAR stuff. I check on it every day. Guys, I know paying for news nowadays is not the way to go, but please support great journalism. Just like how you support your content creators, or how you support following someone on Twitch by paying them $5 a month or subscribing to them, whatever. Great journalism is rare nowadays in this world, and The Athletic does a fantastic job. So, that's why they have Gluck and Jordan here, and it is fantastic. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to go through the entire article, because, there is a paywall behind this. Now, I have paid, so I'm going to probably pick up little bits and pieces. I don't want to get in any trouble. I'm not entirely sure what the gist is here, because, again, if you haven't paid, then you're really not supposed to be allowed to read this entire article. But there are a few details here that show, yes, more short tracks. And by the way, we could always show the first few sentences, because if you know anything about The Athletic, you can go on there and read the first few before it hides off on the paywall. So more short tracks has been a frequent wish from NASCAR fans for years, and it appears that they're ready to make the step. So here is the article, more short tracks. It's been a frequent wish from NASCAR fans for years, and it appears NASCAR is ready to take the unprecedented step towards making it a reality, and there are plans in the works of Auto Club becoming a mile, or not a mile, a half-mile track. There are currently only 3 short tracks in the Club schedule. Obviously, I want more. I think everyone wants more. That's cool. NASCAR submitted site plans to San Bernardino County on Tuesday, laying out a proposal that will involve remodeling much of the existing infrastructure. Now, what you're thinking is like, they're going to remodel the track. How are we going to race there? Well, apparently, the actual track itself now will still be able to be raced on. It's going to be the infield area. They're going to use some of the front stretch as well. That part of the track that's going to become the half mile, but the actual 2-mile track for the next few years will still be able to be used while there's construction going on for the half-mile track, basically. Being called the next gen in California, the track would have long straightaways like Martinsville, but high banked corners like Bristol. Now, this is the photo you could see here. Let me see if I could get the cursor. There we go. So we have the front stretch here. I can't really zoom in much more. Can I zoom in any more? Yes, I can. Okay, there we go. So let's maneuver this, shall we? So let's zoom in on here. So we have this is the circuit right here. Definitely looks like straights like Martinsville, has that kind of little Richmond style, not as severe, but a little Richmond style, just tiny little dog leg left there in the front stretch, it looks like, or that might be the back stretch. No, that's the front stretch, because you can see here the grandstands right here. This is the main Auto Club grandstands that are being used now, and then you have a grandstand here. It looks like similar to Martinsville's grandstands right now. That would be like that. I think this is the current pit road area. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that is that. And then you have your little new infield, and then the track, it will be turns like Bristol, so high banked corners with the flat straights, which means, I don't. To be honest, it would be. Would it be faster than Bristol? I mean, you'd be carrying more speed into the corner. It depends on what banking they'll have in the corner. So, for the new Bristol right now has progressive banking. Let's say, for example, if this track has progressive banking, I would imagine everyone would run the top. I wouldn't see the point in going to the bottom, because you have to carry so much momentum to use on the straights, that you should just run the top all the time and you'll gain all the speed you want. That actually wouldn't create good racing, to be honest, because unless you could literally just send it in on the bottom, I don't think it's going to create the best racing. Now, if this is the old Bristol style and it's not progressive banking, then it could create a train, and then we'll see how that short track racing goes. My only worry about this layout is the speed. I feel like when you have very high banks corners and then this long of a straight, there's going to be a lot of speed. And you know what happens when you have a lot of speed, dirty air becomes more of an issue. Now it depends what with the new car. Will the new car be better? Hopefully it will be. If it should be. I mean, you cannot get worse than Gen 6. It will be better than what we already have. But there's a lot of speed that should be carried here in these corners. It's going to be very key in what they decide to do with the corners. If it's going to be progressive banking, what degree are they going to make the banking? They have to be very careful with that. I think if they go with progressive banking, I think the top will be dominant. I don't think you'll be able to run the bottom just due to the amount of straight that you have, that carrying the momentum off the corner will be so key. It'll act like basically a odd dirt track where you can't really run the bottom, and then that would make it really hard to pass. But if you don't put progressive banking, will the track be will the braking zones be hard enough where you could actually get on the brakes hard, slow it down enough, and make those passes when need be? It's gonna be a very interesting layout, to say the least. It's kind of like mixing Dover in a much smaller capacity. That's basically what it is. You're extending Dover's straights, but you're keeping the Dover corners, and that's kind of what you get. And then we have a fan station here, garage. This is actually the current layout. I think this is where all that stuff is. So, Victory Lane apparently is over here. So, this is just, again, a layout. A lot of things are probably going to change. But there is no mention in the article of whether, what the banking would be like. According to the site plans, Victory Lane and the garage area will be outside the track itself. Oh, so that actually is true. So if you look back here, Victory Lane is right here. If you can see my mouse right here, Victory Lane and the garage area would be outside the track, and then I guess there would be some sort of opening to get on. I mean, I don't know, how do you get the cars into the track for practice and everything? That'd be interesting. It would be outside the track due to what appears to be a narrow gap between the front stretch and the back stretch. Where is that? Narrow gap between the front stretch and the back. Are they talking about right here? Is this what they're talking about? I mean, that might be an area where you could just zoom right in on the track. It'll be like one of those what was that fantasy track in the Dodge Raceway, something like that. The little stadium area. I know the garage area wasn't in, but it was under the stadium, whatever. This would be kind of cool. It would be cool for the fans if you, like they said, you have the garage area over here on the left. When you come to the racetrack, I mean, the garage area is outside the track. That's kind of odd, right? Like, it's kind of interesting how that would work for a fan experience kind of style. Now, obviously, everything would be very upgraded suites, upgraded fan areas. It would be modern day area, but this makes Southern California a destination stop. Hey Joseph, shout out Joseph, why'd you leave? Why'd you go to Georgia? Auto Club's about to become sick. Oh my. Now, I don't really want to go through the rest of the article because, again, this is I've already read the entire article. I highly recommend, guys, you go and check it out. And just support good journalism. You don't have to, obviously, but just my opinion, support good journalism. And yeah, so basically the rest of the article was talking about how the price. So NASCAR obviously bought these tracks from International Raceway Corp a year ago, I think. And the reason why they bought the tracks is so they can make changes to it. They've already made changes to Daytona, the $400 million project that completed in 2016, I think it was. Then you had the changes to Phoenix, which was $178 million. And now you're going to have this. They don't have a cost to this. There is no estimated cost at the moment. You're not building a completely new racetrack in a completely different area. One of the reasons why they're doing this, as The Athletic says, is the value around Auto Club, the land, has become very profitable in recent years because of things just going around the area. And so NASCAR wants to open up that land for other use. It could be either to sell that land or place like what they wanted to do at Kansas, where they wanted to place was it Kansas or Las Vegas, where they wanted to put a lot of like casino stuff and everything around the track, and like you could think of things you could put outside the track. This is something that a lot of people have talked about in recent years, is The atmosphere outside the track. There used to be, of course, NASCAR race day with the Home Depot area and Jimmy Spencer and everyone. Outside the racetrack, other than Daytona, I haven't been to a track where there's a lot of atmosphere. There's a lot of things to do. So if you could get that land around the racetrack, put a lot of things there. You could have, like Daytona has. They have Daytona USA. There's an arcade. There's restaurants. There's a ton of stuff to do when you go to the track. You just don't have to be there. You could do the same thing at Auto Club, or you could just sell the land, do some other stuff, build new housing, new warehouses, anything you want. That land is becoming valuable. So that's one of the reasons why I think they're doing this. But the main reason, obviously, is because of the fans. The fans want more short tracks. Here it is, more short tracks. This is what you get. And let me make my camera a little bit smaller here so I can get a full view of the track again. And you guys can see, it is a good-looking racetrack. I just wonder how it would race, to be honest. I would be kind of confused by it. You can see pit road. There'd be about 2 stalls, 3 stalls, 4 stalls in the corners, go all the way around, and then that first pit stall would actually be huge, because if you see the way pit road works, you could actually dive it in where the speeding lines would work, dive it in on the bottom, cut that little area, and then when you leave pit road as the first stall, you don't even have to move to the wall. You just go right out to the track. That can gain you at least 2-3 spots in its own. So I would say if you qualify up front, you want to pick these pit boxes 1, 2, and 3 right here, so you could just cut off that area. Or if you qualify up front as well, and those 3 stalls aren't available, you'd want to go to the back here, because you could just quickly get in, quickly get out, and make up time on pit road that way. So it's a good looking racetrack, and guys, I say bravo NASCAR, because I think everyone knows we all want more racetracks or short tracks, and if the only way to do it is converting some of the tracks we already have, I am happy with that. I do not mind. Auto Club is a fun 2-mile track, but hey, it needed to be repaved. Why not, instead of repaving it, having a Michigan 2.0 and having it suck for the next 15 years, let's do what we should and try to get this thing a short track. So this shows valiant effort on NASCAR's part to get this done. I'm very proud of them. I'm very happy with this. Now just don't mess up my car. All right, guys. I know the car is pretty much already done. But let me make myself a little bit bigger here so we could understand. Let's just keep going. Don't mess up my car. Do you understand me? Do not mess up my car. Next gen, 2022. Don't mess it up. But yeah, guys, that is the news for today. I haven't been talking about a lot of real-life NASCAR stuff recently because I just don't feel like it. But when this kind of stuff happens, this gets me excited. Put this one in the playoffs. We're going to Southern California in the playoffs. Let's take out, what track should we take out? Let's take out Texas. Let's take out Texas. Get that nonsensical track that Eddie Gossage completely ruined. Get that nonsensical trash out of here. And let's put in Auto Club. We're headed to Southern California for the new Texas race date. Texas out of the playoffs. Get out of here. No debates. No, I don't want to hear about it. If you disagree with me, you get out of here too. Because Texas is a crap racetrack. And you're never going to tell me otherwise. Eddie Gossage, it's your fault, by the way. Send this video to Eddie Gossage. I would love to have a conversation with him. Probably cuss right in his face, because he's just, oh my god, one of the most frustrating people I've ever seen in my life. Both as a promoter and someone that designed that racetrack. Texas deserves better. To all my fellow people that live in Texas, I am sorry, you guys. I'm sorry he turned your racetrack into an absolute dumpster fire. And hopefully Texas turns into a short track one day too. To be honest, I'd like that at this point. Turn Texas into a short track. And this is definitely interesting. It's going to be very unique. And like I said earlier, I want you guys to let me know. Do you think you would get good racing? What would be better? Progressive banking or no progressive banking? I'm trying to think about it right now. Like, if I was designing this racetrack, how much speed do those straights give the cars? How fast would they be entering each corner? Because it is a long straight. And you're going to be carrying a lot more speed out of the corners than you do at Martinsville. So, what would be better? I'm kind of worried about that. That's the only thing. Would it be as good as Bristol, or would it be as good as Martinsville? You might be going 170 into the corners. Honestly, maybe even faster, depending on how much banking's in the track. So, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think. What would be better? That's my only thing I'm trying to think of. Again, you can change that. So let's say for the first 3 years, right? There's no progressive banking. Like Bristol did, you can add progressive banking into the track without completely tearing it apart. Now, I don't think you could take the progressive banking out. That's a little bit different, but you could put it in if you don't like the way it is without it. So that's going to be a very interesting dilemma that they're going to have to solve, and they've probably already thought about this. It's definitely not as simple as, oh, let's just take Bristol, let's just take Martinsville, combine the two, and ta-da! No, that's not. It's not as simple as that. They definitely have probably thought this out, done the science. What would it look like? How would it race? And that's just the news I'm looking for. Is would it be progressive or not? So guys, that'll be it for me. Please comment down below. I'm not as what's the word, as knowledgeable as a lot of you guys are now. Like, I used to know everything about NASCAR a few years ago. Nowadays it's not like that. I just okay, you guys know way more than I do, so please let me know. And yeah, so comment down below, like the button if you enjoyed the video, follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already, and I will see you guys later. We're gonna have a 4th short track on the schedule. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Let's get number 5 with Texas now. It's always asking for more. I'm never settled. I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.